Hey, what's up, Dragon Brood? I decided to come back to some mono green for this season because I wanted to kind of take all the lessons we've learned from this season so far and see if we could make a mono green deck that's made for the meta. So starting at the top, we have a couple of ambitious augmenter, and this is just so with all the sweepers and removal, maybe we have a creature left behind. We're going to play some Defend the Rider because stopping a lot of those instant speed removals from the control decks is really important. Land of Werewolves, of course, and some Badger Mole Cubs. We're playing a couple of main deck Heritage Reclamation to get rid of artifacts and enchantments, obviously, but it is another main deck way that we can actually move stuff from the graveyard. Now, we don't have a ton of things that remove stuff from the graveyard, so we could be a pretty bit light to that, but we'll see how it works out. We do have a few Spider Manifestations to help with our mana situation, and a couple of Archdruid's Charm. Now, I do think there is a world where we could cut one Manifestation and play one more Heritage Reclamation, because we are at 26 creatures, and I think if we scaled back to 25, it wouldn't be the worst thing. We do have Garruk's Uprising, because it's let us get some extra cards. Spinner of Souls, so if stuff gets killed, we get more things, which is always nice. One Surrak Elusive Hunter, because it's hard to deal with, and Trample is pretty good in this deck. Also, speaking of more things that can remove artifacts and enchantments, we have Leatherhead, and again, it can't be killed, and Trampling is very important. We do have Ouroboros, also just a good card. One copy of Germination Practicum, and some Skullspore Nexus. So if things die, we get to replace them with bigger stuff, and again, if you have stuff that tramples, that's been growing or whatever, then we can go ahead and punch through for more damage. Since we have all this, we are playing a few copies of Galta and 3 Slumbering Trudge as well to make it easier to cast the Galta and the Skullspore Nexus. So yeah, like I said, I do think there's a world where we could play another Heritage Reclamation or some creature that removes stuff from the graveyard, but for now, we're going to rock with this and see how it works. But don't forget, if you are buying some Magic cards, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com, and use my code DRAGON while you're there. It's just DRAGN. It'll save you 5% on everything you decide to buy, which is great. Supports the channel and saves you some money. Alright, let's go see if Big Green can get it done in the current meta. This is interesting. Alright, let's keep it. Those thinking about it, maybe we just cut one Galta. Like, Galta's the big thing you can do, obviously, so it's really fun. But the right answer might actually just be to change a Galta for, like, one of the raccoons that moves stuff from the graveyard or something. All right, a Paw Patch recruit is on the scene. Okay, this being what it is, do we... You know what? Let's just get a Slumbering Trudge down, because there's enough things we could draw where having the Trudge could matter. Like, if we were to just find one of the Nexus or a Galta or whatever, they become castable next turn with the Trudge on board. Alright, how bad is it? They attack, do we block? I think we do. Well, that really didn't do much one way or the other, so I guess it's fine. No harm, no foul. But you don't mind getting rid of Tramplers when you can, especially when something looks like it's going to be mono green or green white, because Ouroboros pumping stuff or whatever, or Practicum, starts making stuff hard to deal with. But you know, an Ouroboros right now would be kind of nice. Practicum wouldn't be bad either. Uh-oh, fight spell incoming? They might want to get rid of our Spinner of Souls. Yep, looks like that's what's about to happen. Oh, it's a road. Okay, not a fight spell. Unfortunately, we can't go get our Boss Sing Says, so that'll have to do. Yep, no blocks. And there's Galta. No attacks. So we did the right thing by playing the Slumbering Trudge. Because had we played that and used our mana so we get it untapped, they would have just got rid of that. And I mean, I guess technically we'd still have Spinner of Souls in hand. Actually, I say that. Maybe we wouldn't, because they'd have gotten rid of that. Then we just have Galta. We probably would have had to play Spinner of Souls there. So hopefully no more roads. Diadrin. Okay, so they're doing some +1/+1 counter shenanigans. Fair enough. Come on, Nexus. Oh, Nexus would have been so good. You know what? I'm going to gamble. Oh, wait. Actually, this is an artifact creature. Hold up. What if we attack with Galta? How do you feel about that? They have something they can play, so I don't know if we're going to get to destroy the Diadrin like we want to. I'm kind of hoping we go to block, they play something like Defend the Rider, so their creature's indestructible, and then maybe we can just destroy it in response. It's kind of like our best bet. Nope, they're not even blocking. All right. And I guess we play the land, and I'm just going to end the turn. We'll see what happens. They might have practice offense or some such, and then we'll just have to figure out what that looks like. We do still have Llanowar Elf to block. All right, Badger Mole. Not so bad. I mean, they have something, so I don't know how badly I want to commit to the Heritage Reclamation, but we might just have to anyway. Because they can remove 2 counters to draw a card, right? And they would still have access to 4 mana, assuming they don't attack with their lands. Okay, sure. You got it. I'll just let you draw a card. I think if that's all they're doing, it's going to serve us better to draw a card of our own and then try to get something to help Galta or something to deal just a little extra damage. Okay, so opponent doesn't commit to anything. Whoa, cancel. If their plan is to block, so they don't die to Galta, I'm assuming you're blocking with your biggest thing. So we may need to save this and try. Defend the Rider makes an extra blocker somewhere along the way, but I don't think that's going to be important enough. All right, let's see what the opponent decides to block with. I'm hoping Diadrin is part of the blocking committee on Galta, and we get to destroy it. I don't think we will, but this is like, gotta try, you know? Worst case scenario, we attempt to destroy Diadrin, doesn't work. We save Galta with the Defend the Rider, then some amount of damage tramples over. All right, so let's try our first feeble attempt, because I'll get a card anyway from us targeting Diadrin. Yep. So like I said, I assume they had something. All right, so we're not surprised by that. Then we'll just protect our Galta. And we'll take out everything but the Diadrin then. All right, so we deal 2, 5, and nope, like this, because Diadrin's not going to die. That works. All right, Galta, you did your job, friend. They have 1 card. That is not going to cut it. They could draw, but whatever they get would have to block to save them. Yeah, I think we're good. I can't think of a combination that saves them. Or there's no 3 mana thing that we fear. I mean, I guess they could draw into a removal spell. That's probably their best bet. Attack and try to draw another road or something. Yeah, because otherwise we just go for it. Yeah. Ugh, double Skull Spore Nexus. I mean, I'm gonna keep it, but this hand's kind of like we mulligan to 6. So not super jazzed about that. But the hand could end up just being a lot worse if we did a million other things. So what is a Scrap Compactor? Deals 3 to a target or pay 6, destroy it. All right. Well, those are words on a Magic card. And a poo-poo UFO. Intriguing. I'm going to play a Llanowar Elf and pass. So we have a Defend the Rider that is pretty helpful. Assuming with these colors there are some type of spot removal and or sweepers involved. And we're soon, potentially, to have an untapped Slumbering Trudge. Alright, they can return some other land. Fair enough. Put a land back into play. Return another land? Oh, so they're just trying to get maximum mana for some reason or other. I'm not sure I understand this plan, but maybe I'm not meant to understand. So you're only going to have one piece of colored mana next turn. Because these put lands back into play tapped, right? No, just a hand onto the battlefield. Alright, so they could be untapped. Alright. And then let's just no attack in the turn. Because I don't know what we're looking to do right now. Like this is definitely something I have not seen before. Oh, is this just a really weird Ugin deck? Oh, I feel like it could be. That would make some modicum of sense, I guess. Kind of sucks, though. We're going to have to waste our Defend the Rider, I think. Alright, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available. Weathermaker, sure. That's whenever you play a land. So you can play another land, add a counter? No? Alright. Well, knowing what we know now, I guess we just get in there with everybody, right? I mean, I can't imagine we do anything else. Yeah, we're just attacking. And we can't just not do anything. Alright, we will... Well, they're letting a lot through. 4, 5, 6, that's 11. We can add 6 and make it 17. I mean, I guess that's what we're signing up for. Like, I kind of don't want them to have the UFO, but it's just kind of like, whatever, man. Like, it's probably better to get 12 damage in. Alright, end the turn. We have a Defend the Rider, and if there's a board sweeper, we at least get a big token. And we just see where things go, I guess. Mythic is weird, y'all. That's all I can say. Alright, so they got Nexus of Becoming. I haven't played that in a deck in a long time. I feel like we should. That card's really cool. I don't know what we're fighting after. And you're only going to have 1 mana left, plus something in their hand. Yeah, alright. Because why not? Okay, what is this thing? Oh no! And it comes in with extra bodies. Couldn't have been worse. Couldn't have been worse. Alright, well. We at least got a Trampler for the future. But I think we attack with Spinner of Souls. Thing is, if we attack with Spinner of Souls, this is the last chance we get to draw cards with it, right? I think... Problem is, if we're going to get to draw cards, we want to leave the mana creatures back. So I guess it's just Slumbering Trudge. Let's see what the opponent does. Yeah, that's fine. In the turn. We need something that starts putting counters on Surak or some such. I don't know if we can get out of it. If not. Though we have stuff that gets rid of artifacts. I mean, we could just draw that too. Like, there's options, but we got to get there. Right at 3/3 that you can sack and draw cards. Fair enough. And another Weathermaker. And a land. All right. Drawing some cards. Makes sense. I mean, I have to assume there's an Ugin in there somewhere, right? Ugh. So many cards. Defend the Rider. Do you do anything? I mean, it could also just be turning lands into creatures and making our life easier that way. But here's what we're doing. We're attacking. And maybe they mess up and block Surrak with the wrong thing. Because remember, we can turn Surrak into an 8-power creature. Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh, so they're like, no, we're going to make sure we get rid of Surrak. We're taking no trample damage. So good job on their part. Like, making sure trample doesn't go through. There's like, we got to get rid of stuff. I appreciate it, though. Good blocking on the opponent's part. They're just like making sure. They're at such a low life. They don't want to risk anything. And smartly, they're at 3. So let's go ahead and double the power on Surrak to start with. So at the very least, we'll be getting a big 8-power creature back. Actually, we'll be getting a 14-power creature because we're going to lose the Slumbering Trudge unless we protect it. And then we get 2 cards. I think we're okay with this. Yeah. All right. I think we just let what's going to go away. We end up with 1 less total creature, but we get a big body, so I think we just let this ride. Okay. Yep, I think that's how we're going to do that. 3, 4, 5, 6 makes sense. Dealing 6, 7, 8. Yep. All right. Get us a couple cards, get us a big body. Hopefully find something worthwhile. Ooh, a Galta. And a Badger Maul. Well, that didn't suck. Well, since we have a Defend the Rider, let's go ahead and Badger Mole into Galta and leave mana up. And then we Galta, get to untap. All right. Here's hoping. Now an Ugin showing up isn't as bad. Because we can protect something, they'll get to draw a card. Oh, and they actually found their Ugin. Look at that. All right, well, obviously, we're going to try to save Galta. So Galta's good at least for the turn.
My timeless wisdom guides your hand.
They could shoot a couple of things, but we do get cards and tokens for each thing that dies.
Open your mind to possibility.
Yeah, opponent's deck was wild. Kind of cool, though. The board sweeper doesn't greatly matter with the mana that they have, because it would have to be split up. Oh, that gains some life. I don't know if it's enough, but it does gain life and lets them target something else.
Fate flows as easily.
All right, they're at 10. Oh, but they use the things for mana. So, yeah, they might find something else. They could block a bunch of things here, though. Oh, not enough. Galta will be a 24 power trampler. With bonus action, apparently. And this is where we just say almost everybody in the pool. But yeah. Yeah, I think we would have just attacked with everything but one of the mana creatures, so we just had 2 mana up to double Galta's power, and that was going to be it. But man, I feel like we had to survive a lot. Those Defend the Riders, though, came in clutch in this game. That's the main reason they're here, though. It's just so much good sweeper spot removal in the format right now. That makes such a big difference. Okay, opponent would go first. I mean, all right, we'll try it. We have a couple turns to draw land. There's sometimes we pay for Trudge, but this is not one of those times. Oh, this is a matchup where having both Defend the Rider and the Heritage Reclamation will be very important. Seamrip, you got it. So we want a 1 or a 2 mana thing effectively, so we can use a Defend the Rider, hopefully. Or our Fight spell would be good here too. Not that. That was definitely not what we were looking for. So how do we want this to go? I think... Damn. All right, we just pass. I think our plan has to be during their end step, get back our manifestation, and then just see what that looks like with us having to Defend the Rider up. Because we're probably going to have to do some... I was about to say, something like play Spinner of Souls so that we can block their flyers and see if that helps us or not. But not much else we can do, I think, under the circumstances. Now there, I could have got my creature back and blocked something, which could have been good, but I think we actually want the mana. And then take our turn. All right. So it gives us a little bit of wiggle room. 3, 4, 5. I need 6 mana. Oh, actually, I could get 6 mana. Because we can get green from this. It'll untap. Because the Nexus costs more than 4. We're just paying 2. Then play Spinner of Souls. And pass. And then hopefully they don't have a whole bunch of Shelter by Ghosts. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, here's the first one. Oh, they're targeting Slumbering Trudge. I think if that's what they're doing, we let it go. I think that's fine. Like, we don't love it, but it's like, yeah, sure. The other creatures are the ones we're more concerned with protecting. Because they're not attacking with Scavenger here. I mean, I guess they could. What? So you're going to let us block, lose one of your better creatures, and let us just reset our Trudge, which I guess we're okay with, and we get a 4/4? What is their hand? This is concerning. If the opponent's making this attack... Yeah, I was going to say, if they're making that attack, their hand would have to be something crazy. I don't know what, but that was a scary-looking attack. Because why else do you make that attack, you know? Yeah, so... We're going to go ahead and play Surak. And pass. Origins of Spider-Man. Yeah, that works. And then we're going to play another enchantment on your Scavenger. All right. Sure. Then it gets even bigger. All right. Okay. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to give up our Spinner of Souls. Actually, not really. We get to protect it. No, we actually can't. Yeah, we have to give up the Spinner of Souls, sadly. All right. We're going to block. And then we're going to double Spinner of Souls power. We'll still get one card for our troubles. And get a 10/10 creature. So it's not the end of the world. Oh, that was a good rip, though. If there was something to draw here, that was it. Let's play the land. Let's play an Ouroboros. Let's pump the team. Let's get in there for some action. Yeah. I mean, you got to block something. I mean, I guess you don't have to. You're at 31. Like, have fun, I guess. Wow, the Scavenger's getting in on action? So the opponent's willing to give up their whole board here. I mean, I guess we save Surrak, right? Because we don't... Yeah, all right. Like, this was crazy. Because, I mean, we already got what we wanted out of the Badger Mole, so whatever. All right, opponent goes to 17. We get another 3/3. And I don't think they have a real sequence of cards here that do anything. Especially because we're going to be a double a Trampler next turn. Yeah, that doesn't even matter. Crazy. Well, we also got more action. Never mind. Overkill. Wow. Wow. Get it. This time, it was because of the reach creatures we were able to win. So, it seems like each time we're finding different ways to win, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that had the opponent going from 31 a turn ago to minus 31. Just that fast. So, gotta love it. This is not super strong, but I'm going to keep it because we got the augmenters and we don't get to see those very often. So let's go ahead and play Llanowar Elf and see if they have the removal spell. They didn't, so that's some kind of good news to start with. Not saying that we're going to get to keep it, though. Yeah, obviously. I'm going to take a chance and run 2 augmenters out here and see if the opponent just has, like, Day of Black Sun for 1. Because it's very possible. Yep, you successfully remove some cards from graveyards. Wow, not just Bitter Triumph, but taking 3 damage for the Bitter Triumph. What is going on? Huh, alright. I guess this is what we're here for. Verdict Core. Alright, I'm going to assume there's a sweeper next turn. So, I'm going to play Spinner of Souls. And just hope... Actually, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting rid of Verdict Core. Huh. Because I'm thinking if they played... whatever called, Deadly Cover-Up, then we get 2 cards, we lose our board. And then we can still get... yeah, alright. Let's go for it. I mean, technically we get 2 cards and get a token. A 2/2. And opponent's at 7. Maybe we get rid of a Verdict Core. So we get attack for 4. I don't know. Wow, opponent just ate that for 4. Really? Wow, okay, that was way easier. Sometimes you can have the best plans in the world and it just doesn't matter. Like, opponent didn't draw the sweeper. We win. That was basically what happened there. Even if they did, though, like I said, we would have got 2 cards, would have had a token. We could have got rid of the Verdict Core, so if they drew the room, it would have forced them to play the 6/6. But, I don't know. It would have been a close game regardless. This is an absolutely easy mulligan. That was A no-brainer if there ever was one. We had one thing we could play and probably wouldn't cast anything until like turn 3 or 4, so that's bad. All right. Lana Wolf didn't instantly die. We'll take that as a win every time. Probably dead here, though. People don't like you having mana creatures. Oh, this will be interesting. What do you take from us here? Interesting. That's what they took. So now this puts us in a weird spot because they know we have the Archdruid. I mean, I guess we go ahead and play Spider Manifestation. I assume you're not blocking because you just took a thing that you wanted. I mean... Okay, they are going to block. Give us our creature back. Sure. I'm game. I mean, the Llanowar Elf is worth less than the life they would gain trying to fight us. Okay. Slasher. Sure. So... let's go ahead and pass. Too bad I don't have any Defend the Riders handy. Would have been great to play the Souls and then protect it. But I think here... the best thing we could hope for is probably just shoot the Slasher down. Put it on lockdown for a couple of turns. And then hope something good comes of Spinner of Souls' turn. Alright. So here's sadly what happens. We could try to play something. I think we just take the hit. No blocks. Because we can't afford to... try to do something and then they respond and their creature doesn't go away and like it becomes a whole mess. Plus, if they play Furtic Core, I'd kind of want to get rid of that. So I don't know. There's things. That can't block. All right. Let's go ahead and try for now. Just so we don't have to worry about that for the next couple turns. Okay, that helps a little bit. And then Spinner of Souls. Alright. I mean, I'm sure they have a removal spell for Spinner of Souls, but like, what else are we going to do? Unholy Annex, sure. Okay, they didn't attack. Nice. We can wait on that so the opponent doesn't know what we're capable of. So, if we attack, opponent takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They go to 14. We get attacked, go to 2. They get a land, it doesn't do anything to activate their creature land. They could play a Furtic Core, but we could get rid of that or the room. So yeah, I guess we're just attacking. And then hope we draw something to help us out next turn. I don't know what that's going to look like just yet. They could also just play the 2/4 demon and then we take 10 damage, which, you know. Okay, well that doesn't. So that's cool, I guess. Let's get rid of the rooms. Now, this is a problem because they can't attack us down to 5, and then we have to leave stuff back to block. Deep Cavern Bat and whatever, this is going to become a mess next turn. Oh, actually, no, we just lose because we're not going to be able to block. So we would need a winning card here, which we don't have. Defend the Rider is not going to be... Oh, actually? Actually... No. Well, we could block at least the Slasher. But we have to leave both... Okay, this is just a weird scenario. All right, attack. Well, do we want to attack with Augmenter? What am I attacking with here? Spinner of Souls? I guess so. All right. Because we have to at least try to get them low enough that we could do something. I was just thinking about what creature I protect here. Yeah, so they're obviously using the Rock Curse Rashasha, which makes sense. So let's protect Spider Manifestation. Mostly because this puts the opponent in an ugly spot of you either attack with both or none. Because if you attack with just the Deep Cavern Bat, we just block and nothing happens. Right? If you attack and just want to get rid of our creature, fine, we get a 3/3 and we get... Oh, actually, don't get a 3/3, we just get a card. All right. So this is sort of the scenario we created, what we thought. So now it's just if they have removal for Spinner Souls next turn. Okay, well, they didn't go for it. That's good for us, I guess. All right, attacking with just our Augmenter. Like, it'll die and we'll get a 2/2 in its place. And a card. Which hopefully is something good. Oh, it is good. All right. So now it's, did the opponent draw the sweeper, basically? Or 2 removal spells. No, 2 removal doesn't matter anymore. Because they're only getting through for 1 with the Deep Cavern Bat. Uh-oh, they're checking their graveyard. Maybe they did draw a Deadly Cover-Up. Maybe I should have sat on that Ouroboros. I could get punished. Spinner of Souls, though, coming in clutch in these matchups. Tell you that. Well, Spinner of Souls and the Heritage Reclamation. That did play a part in this game. But this is always why I say, try to watch about how a deck is winning or losing, not if it won or lost. Because understanding which cards were important in a matchup, even in a loss, could be good, you know? Yeah, Bitter Triumph, we're not too worried about that. Though it is a big trampler. And that is the important part of things here. Opponent attacks, we block probably with Manifestation and Spinner of Souls. Alright, well I guess I'm just blocking with Spider Manifestation. If that's how you want to be. Could have blocked with the 2/2, but meh. This at least gets us a card. I mean, if they have removal for Ouroboros, I guess they do. You know. Either way we attack, they're probably blocking anyway, I would imagine. Okay, sure. And another card. Man, we're getting all the value out of Spinner of Souls. Okay. Oh, another Ouroboros. You know, ain't mad about that, let me tell you. Now if they sweep the board, we just have backup Slumbering Trudgers for days. Alright, well you got a Bloxies. Okay. And if they sweep the board, they also lose their Unstoppable Slasher. So that's not bad for us. Oh, Tragedy Feaster. You are still enough, technically, right now. Because we will have a 4-power creature. But you're going to block a 5. Is that enough? Yeah, you only have 1 blocker. Yeah, alright. For some reason, I was thinking they were going to leave mana up to have 2 blockers, but they wouldn't have had it anyway. Alright, GG's. Man, all about Spinner of Souls. Well, I like this set of games because at least got to see some of the decks you normally run into even when you're in Diamond and Mythic with like the mono black stuff, mono blue decks, which weirdly conceded early for some reason. But several of the decks you do tend to run into, the mono white, aura stuff, the other mono green decks. So that actually was pretty cool to get to play against some of those. Would have liked to have played a couple of games against some of the other decks like the 4-color control and stuff like that, but we just didn't run into them today. The one game we did lose, because we only lost 1 game, was to a graveyard deck, which was what my suspicions were going to be, that we probably don't have enough unless we get the early really fast draw, or potentially a card to get rid of their enchantment so they can't get something back from their yard. And I drew neither in that matchup. So to that end, I'm thinking we might actually pull something like the Practicum and maybe one of something else. I don't know what that other thing is going to be just yet, to get 2 of the Keen-Eyed Curators into the list. I want to get 1 at least for now. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in so it's earmarked and we at least put it in. I do have a sideboard for this, by the way, because I'm starting to post stuff somewhere else. Details coming soon on that. But this one, I think it wants one more thing. Granted, that's probably the only truly weak matchup we have. I do think if you run into the synthesizer decks, I did play one in testing to get to this version. And honestly, having the Heritage Reclamations, the Charms, and the one of Leatherhead actually played pretty well in those matchups. Not to mention Skull Spore Nexus and other things like constantly making bodies all really do help. But yeah, I think we got to see every card in the deck come into play at some point. You know, the Skull Spore Nexus, the Galtas. I mean, the problem is Galta's really good when you get it. But if you lose some of your early creatures, Galta is a bit of a pain just gumming up in your space in your hand. So if you wanted to cut one Galta to play 2 and maybe use one of those spots for a Keen-Eyed Curator, I would understand. Or also, if you want to cut 1 Spider Manifestation for a Keen-Eyed Curator, sure. I think either of those could work. Oh, actually, I guess the only card we didn't see was the Garruk's Uprising. Which, the reason this is important in here, not just for getting cards, because we can do a lot of that with Spinner of Souls, as you saw, is that giving those creatures trample that have all those counters, or when we're able to double up power, is a pretty big deal. And that's really why it's here. But as you can see, we can win a bunch of games without it. So I don't know. But yeah, this was cool. I need to add it up, but I think we were like 7-1 in our games. So yeah, we'll take it. This link will be up over on Moxfield. Y'all can download it, play with it, change it, do whatever you want to do. Y'all know the drill. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.